Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. It's me, Madam Gill. Today I'm going to talk about Chapter 6, Photosynthesis.
Alright, let's begin with the overview of photosynthesis. Plants require sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to synthesize nutrients. And this process generally involves the green pigments chlorophyll and generates oxygen as byproduct. The learning outcome for this topic is outline the complete process of photosynthesis, which are light-dependent reaction and light-independent reaction or Calvin cycle. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a conversion of light energy from the sun into chemical energy that is stored in sugar and other organic molecules. The equation of photosynthesis is 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water molecule with the presence of light and chlorophyll forming a glucose and 6 molecule of oxygen. The relation between light, photosynthesis, and sugar. Light energy from sunlight captured by chlorophyll and the light energy is converted into chemical energy, which are ATP and NADPH. And then after that, this chemical energy is stored in sugar or other organic molecule. So, the overall equation for photosynthesis is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of water plus 18 ATP plus 12 NADPH forming 1 molecule of glucose plus 6 molecule of water plus 18 ADP plus 12 NADP plus 18 phosphate inorganic. The overview of photosynthesis. Number 1. Photosynthesis is performed by autotrophic organisms such as green plant, algae, and photosynthetic bacteria. For example, cyanobacteria, which has photosynthetic pigment. Number 2. Photosynthesis occurs in cell containing chloroplast. Number 3. Chloroplast can be found in mesophyll cell of leaf. Let's zooming in on the location of photosynthesis in a plant. Leaves are the major organs of photosynthesis in plants. This image takes you into a leaf, then into a cell, and finally into a chloroplast, the organelle where photosynthesis occurs. A chloroplast has stroma and thylakoid, which are essential structures for photosynthesis. A stroma refers to a fluid-filled matrix which contains enzyme for light-independent reaction in photosynthesis, and a thylakoid will associated with chlorophyll molecule forming photosystem complex involved in light-dependent reaction. The role of chloroplast in photosynthesis. A chloroplast is a type of plant cell organelle known as plastid. A chloroplast contains a green pigment called chlorophyll, which absorbs light energy for photosynthesis. The independent reaction, which is the second stage in photosynthesis, uses ATP and NADPH, the product of light-dependent reaction, to convert carbon dioxide to organic compounds. The stroma is a location where the light-independent reaction takes place. Stages in photosynthesis. There are two stages, light-dependent reaction and light-independent reaction. Light-dependent reaction occurs at thylakoid membrane. Light energy is used to split water molecule into electron and proton, and oxygen will be released as byproduct. ATP and NADPH will be produced from this reaction, and oxygen molecule will be given off. Light-independent reaction occurs in stroma. In this reaction, carbon dioxide is built up into sugars using the products of the light-dependent reaction, which are ATP and NADPH. This diagram shows an overview of photosynthesis, cooperation of the light-dependent reactions and light-independent reaction Calvin cycle. In the chloroplast, the thylakoid membrane are the site of light-dependent reaction, where the Calvin cycle occurs in the stroma. The light reactions use solar energy to make ATP and ADPH, which supply chemical energy and reducing power respectively to Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle incorporates carbon dioxide into organic molecules which are converted to sugar. Now, let's move on to subtopic 6.2, absorption spectrum of photosynthetic pigments. The learning outcome for this subtopic is state the photosynthetic pigments involved in photosynthesis. Photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments can be found in thylakoid and intergranular lamella. The function of these pigments is to absorb visible light where the narrow band between 380 nanometer to 650 nanometer. This visible light consists of a photon that able to stimulate photosynthesis. The shorter the wavelength, the greater the energy of each photon. Thylakoid membrane has three types of pigments, which are chlorophyll A, a primary pigment, chlorophyll B, an accessory pigment, and carotenoid, which is also an accessory pigment. Examples of carotenoids are beta-carotene, an orange pigment, xanthophyll, a yellow pigment, and phyllophytin, a gray pigment. Chlorophylls are the most important pigment in photosynthesis. The role of photosynthetic pigment. Chlorophyll A acts as a primary pigment. It participates directly in light-dependent reaction. It is also converts light energy to chemical energy. Chlorophyll B acts as accessory pigment. It captures light and transfers it to chlorophyll A. Then after that initiate the light-dependent reaction. Carotenoid plays roles such as in photoprotection, where it absorbs and dissipates excessive light energy that would damage the chlorophyll or interact with oxygen, forming the reactive oxidative molecule that are dangerous to the cell. It also can broaden the spectrum of color that can drive photosynthesis.